Hi, I'm calling about my daughter. She's still struggling with a constant cough that she's not getting any relief from. She's had the odd fever in the evening sometimes, but she's still coughing so much that she's vomiting, and it just doesn't seem to be getting better. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. As you would have heard, Avery is still unwell. She is still not getting any relief from this cough. Honestly, daytimes are not as bad, but in the evenings it is just non-stop. Like, she doesn't get even the tiniest break from the cough until she falls to sleep. In the daytime she coughs a fair bit, but she does get breaks from it, like now. This morning she coughed so much that she actually made herself sick. So that was kind of my cue then to get back on the phone to the doctor this morning. It is Monday morning, so this is the first time we were able to call them. She spiked a couple of temperatures over the weekend. All in all, if we'd only just started the second course of antibiotics, I wouldn't be so worried, but she actually finishes them today. So I think it's just going to be safe to take her back to the doctor's and make sure nothing's gotten worse, and I don't know, see what the best course of action is. I have already reached out to the nursery. I've sent them an email to say that I won't be taking her in this afternoon, which is a shame because she's not been for weeks now, but my concern is that even if she's okay in herself and she gets a bit of a break from the coughing, she's already in a bit of a compromised state at the moment because she is unwell, even if that illness is, you know, mild now. I don't want her picking up another bug, which is, you know, quite common at nursery, because then that could make her seriously ill when she's already not in her best state at the moment. So for today, I think we're just going to get her to the doctor's, see what to do next. Depending on if the doctor actually wants to see her or not, if I have to walk that way anyway, on the way back I might just pop into a few shops, because I said all last week that I wanted to do a bit more Christmas shopping and it just didn't happen because I was unwell. I am feeling much better now. I started to feel better on Friday, but then Saturday, I do not know what it was about Saturday, but I felt awful. My whole body was aching. I ended up getting in the bath, which I never do. I'm not a bath person, I'm a shower person. But I ended up getting in the bath and then I actually fell asleep. Josh ended up sending me to bed and I went to sleep for like 2 hours, which is not me. I'm not a day napper at all. I really struggle to nap in the day. I don't know if maybe it's just because subconsciously my body knew Josh was home and I could rest. I don't know, but I needed that rest that day. It was awful. Yesterday I felt a bit better. I actually did my mum's hair and nails yesterday, and then today I feel a whole lot better. So I think mine is on its way out, thank goodness. But yeah, so I might pop into a few shops and get a little bit more Christmas shopping done, depending on how Avery is. I'm not afraid to take her out in the fresh air. I think she's okay as long as she's not coughing. I think she's okay in the fresh air. I think what I'm afraid to do is take her around other children that may potentially be poorly with some other bug, which she could then pick up, and it could be a million times worse for her, especially since she's already ill. But I do just think it's safe to get her to the doctors, check her over, just to make sure that she hasn't gotten worse, because with all the coughing and the mucus and the vomiting, she could potentially have aspirated even more of that, which could have then made her lungs even worse. We just don't know with Avery, so it's just best to get her checked. Are you listening to me talking? Hey, are you listening to mummy? That's a nice smiley. But yeah, so another bit of a strange start to the week. Like I said, she vomited this morning at the same time that she had done a gigantic poop, and it was a proper antibiotic poop. If you know, you know. So So it was a bit of a scramble, and it always ends up being on a Monday morning as well, which is so very typical. But other than that, I think that, yeah, that's what I'm gonna plan to do today. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Honestly, the last week or so just has not gone to plan at all, with Avery being poorly and me being poorly. This week is quite a slow one, which is nice in terms of appointments. we don't really have any, which is great because I think we both need it. We just need to recover and recuperate. What I will say though is I am stumped for video ideas, because if we're not doing anything, there's not really a whole lot to film. So I don't know, we're just gonna have to see how the week goes. I did want to do like a video on kind of all of Avery's therapies and all of the little bits and bobs we do with her, but in all honesty, therapies have kind of been a little bit non-existent over the last week and probably into this week because she's not well and we can't push her. I tried and tried and tried to get her in the stander last week. I tried 3 times and every single time she coughed so much that she ended up making herself physically sick. So I think it's better to just leave that until the coughing has stopped, even though technically the standing is good for her chest and that is why I was doing it. It was making her sick, which if she then aspirated that, it would have been counterproductive. So we've left the stander. We're not really doing anything strenuous with her at all, anything to push her body at all, because we want her body to focus on making her better. And I don't know. I really don't know what is prolonging this illness this time round, and the cough always sounds different. Sometimes it sounds dry like it just did, sometimes it really sounds wheezy like it's coming from her chest, sometimes it sounds really wet, sometimes it sounds full of mucus. The cough always changes, so I can't pinpoint what it is at the moment. And as much as I know we need to take her to the doctors and that's what we're going to do, at the GP surgery it's almost as though they're just as stumped as I am, because they're not specialised in children like Avery, they're not specialised in respiratory issues or poor swallows, they're general practitioners. So sometimes it almost feels as though it's a bit of a waste of time going, but I don't know, maybe they can prescribe her with more antibiotics. They gave her amoxicillin this time round. I asked them to because that one is a little bit gentler on her stomach, but the other one they suggested was co-amoxiclav, and I don't know if that's what they're going to suggest this time if the amoxicillin hasn't worked again. Co-amoxiclav is really bad on Avery's stomach, honestly. The poor girl, her bum gets so sore and she's just non-stop pooping when she's on that one, so ideally I want to avoid it, but if the amoxicillin hasn't worked then we might not have much of a choice. But yeah, I'm stumped with this one. I really don't know what's going on. The only other thing, do you know, it's stupid that I didn't even think about it till last night. Avery had her flu vaccination last weekend, and I'm thinking, is that playing a part in how prolonged this all is? And it very well could be. So yeah, I'll speak to the doctor about that today as well. I'm not sure if I would have taken her for the flu vaccination had I have known it could have caused this, but I did speak to the doctors at the time when I took her in for it about it. I said that she'd been ill and I didn't want to make her even more ill, and they said it was fine. So I took their advice and she had it. So I don't know. But I'm awaiting the phone call from the doctor now. I imagine he'll probably ask me to take her in, which is another massive trek up that hill. In the meantime, I think what I'm going to try and do is just try and get on top of my day-to-day chores, I suppose, like dishes and whatnot. I've got some washing to fold, and believe it or not, this cough that she's giving us right now is mild compared to how it gets in the evenings. It is so bad in the evenings, isn't it, Pudding? Last night it got so bad that we ended up giving her her nebulizer while she was having her feed because she just wasn't getting any relief from the cough. Luckily the nebulizer must have soothed her just enough for her to fall to sleep, and then once she was asleep she was okay. Won't you, Pud? Hey? Yeah. Yeah, you're telling everyone about it. You're telling everyone how you feel. Yeah. Her poor little chest must be red raw. So I have spoken to the doctor. It's a little bit later now. Avery is just being fed. I've spoken to the doctor and he didn't need to see her. He has just prescribed her with more antibiotics. So we're just going to continue the course that she's on now, the amoxicillin. See if that helps. And he just said if her symptoms continue to get worse, then to call back again. I mean, luckily we're only on Monday, so we've got a good 5 days before the doctor's surgery is shut to decide on if it's getting worse or not, to the point where we feel like we need to call the doctor again. So for now, more antibiotics. I am a little bit all over the place apparently, because I sat down with my tea and my toast and I'd given Avery her flush and I'd sat watching TV with my usual like feeding time routine, and I looked around and I thought something doesn't feel right. I feel like I've missed something. Oh, I haven't plugged Avery into her feed. Oh, I haven't done her feed at all. I hadn't got her feed ready at all. I got her meds and her flushes ready. I'd given her flushes and put her extension set on. I'd sat down and started to tuck into my toast, and I'd completely forgotten to actually set her feed up. So yeah, a little bit of a delayed start to that, but that's fine. Once she's fed, I'm just going to finish up quickly around the house to make sure it's not a pigsty later. And then I'm going to pop down into town to the pharmacy to see if Avery's antibiotics are in. I need to go into town anyway before I can make the boys sandwiches for tomorrow, because we're out of butter. So I need to get some butter. Not too sure if I'm going to do much Christmas shopping while I'm there. It depends on the timing, because ideally I would like to get back to kind of prep dinner before I pick the boys up from school. We shall see. There's not really a whole lot more that I need to get. I want to pick Zach up some trainers because as much as he doesn't want to part with the ones he's wearing, he's got to be growing out of them by now, surely. I mean, I checked against his feet. They look okay, but he's had those trainers for about a year or two now, and he's so attached to them. You might remember when we went to Orlando, I bought Eli a new pair of trainers just so that he had a pair that he could destroy in Orlando, basically, and I didn't want him to go in a pair that was already half trashed. I was going to do the same for Zach, but he insisted he wanted to wear the ones that he was used to. So I'm hoping to find trainers that are quite similar. I'm going to stick to Velcro for now. I tried with laces and it's just a battle I wasn't winning. Ties though, we're doing well with ties. I've tried teaching Zach how to do his own tie, and for the most part he's pretty good at it. So I'm glad for that. Eli not so much. He tries though, bless him. Anyway, that was a complete side tangent. So the plan is to finish feeding Avery, head into town, see if Avery's meds are there. Usually there's a bit of a wait anyway, so I'll see what Christmas shopping I can get done while I'm in town, but I don't want to be in town for ages. Not only that, the weather's a bit hit and miss today. Oh, someone's messaging me. The weather's a bit hit and miss today. It's like sunny 1 minute and then pouring it down the next. So yeah, that is the plan for the rest of the day until the school run at least. Some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. We are back. Avery did well, but she's absolutely pooped now, bless her. We got the antibiotics, managed to get a little bit of shopping done, not too much, just because Avery started coughing, so I wanted to bring her home. I did manage to pick up Zach and Eli a really kind of cheap pair of trainers each from Shoe Zone, for them to wear for PE at school, because I noticed Eli went to school this morning in his new trainers that he got for his birthday, and I really don't want them getting trashed. So I thought if I get them just a cheap pair, I think they were like £13 each, a cheap pair each, that will stop their nicer trainers from getting trashed, because like I said, Zach needs a new pair of trainers for Christmas, a nice new pair, because I fear his getting a little bit small. But I've just got some pasta cooking now because I'm going to make a pasta bake for dinner. I think I might have just enough time to get it prepped before I pick the boys up from school. I've still got to make up their sandwiches for tomorrow, and I think I've got about 20 minutes before we need to go, haven't we, Puds? But glad I've done that. I also called the opticians on the way into town as well and set up Avery's appointment to go and pick up her new glasses, which is tomorrow. I don't think I'll be sending Avery to taking Avery to nursery tomorrow again, should I say, just because she is still coughing quite a lot. And again, I really want this illness to be out of her system before I take her back into an environment where she could potentially pick something else up. So we'll go get your glasses fitted tomorrow instead, eh? Nice new glasses. I think she might actually drop off to sleep if I let her, but I do have to pick her up in a minute to take her on the school run. She can have a little snooze when I'm feeding her after the school run though. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. Oh, got a frog in my throat. It's the next day and I am about to start prepping a stew to go in the slow cooker, first one of the season. We do like a stew in the winter. I do not like the prep though. And the other day my potato peeler broke, so I am currently peeling potatoes with a knife, which I am terrible at. I'm making a right mess and I'm wasting an awful lot of potato, but we make do. So today, like I mentioned yesterday, I managed to get Avery an appointment to go and get her glasses. So, oh gosh, it's just started bucking it down and I can hear it outside. We've got that later on this afternoon, so let's hope that the rain stops by then. Other than that, really not much more planned for today. I've spent most of the morning cleaning up after Avery's poo explosion this morning, so that's 2 in a row now. But this morning's was worse because it leaked everywhere, so we had to do a big clean-up and trying to ask the boys to run and get the changing mat. They don't know where it is, and by me saying it's at the bottom of the bed, I meant it was at the bottom of the bed, but of course the boys were looking everywhere except the bottom of the bed, so I ended up having to kind of like carry Avery upstairs, trying not to get poo anywhere else, and grabbing it myself. So if you want something done right, do it yourself. They know where it is now though, so hopefully if that situation happens again, then they will actually be able to find it for me. So yeah, eventful morning so far. Just want to get this stew prepped in the slow cooker so that can start stewing, and I want to just quickly give the house a quick clean, wipe down the sides and whatnot, and then I think I may just try and have a bit of a chill morning. I do have a bit of money set aside that I saved a couple of months back to continue on with my kind of little home improvement, I don't want to say projects because they're not really projects, but I've been kind of holding off because I'm not too sure on what I want next. I kind of want a new dinner set, like plates and bowls and whatnot, and I figured that because there's already 6 of us in our family, and if we had guests, really we need 2 packs, so that's one option. I also considered maybe tackling the bathroom. What I would really like to do is have like all of the toiletries in maybe amber bottles, like labelled amber bottles. We could really do with new towels. Ours are so like old and mismatched now. I'd like to get some nice matching ones. So yeah, I really don't know about that just yet. I might have a little look. But for now, I'm going to try and get the rest of these potatoes peeled without slicing any of my fingers off. Perhaps a new potato peeler is something that I need to invest in.
You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
Stew is in the slow cooker cooking away. I got the boys' school photos yesterday. I've got to show you them. How gorgeous are those boys? I am just covering up their school logos, but oh my goodness. This is their last primary school photo together, and I did also get one of Zach. Look at that handsome boy. The reason why I just got one of Zach on his own and not one of Eli as well is because it is Zach's last primary school photo. I will get Eli's last individual primary school photo as well, but oh my goodness. I am so pleased with these photos. They look so good. So I am going to pop these in frames so that they can sit proudly in the house somewhere, but oh, I just can't get over how handsome they are. We just got home from the opticians, didn't we, Puds? And yeah, these are new glasses. They just look absolutely identical to the last ones, and they've gone ski whip already. We had a bit of an issue when we were out and about with them fogging up. They're actually still a little bit foggy now. But Avery literally did not stop coughing the entire journey down there and the entire journey back. So glad to be home now. The glasses were free, so all of the discounts covered the cost of the glasses, which I really don't understand, because we bought them the same glasses just from a different opticians maybe a year ago, and we paid a fair bit of money on top of the discounts. So I don't know if they just charged less for them in the one we went to today, but I was pleasantly surprised. They didn't cost us a thing, the discounts covered them. So she's got them now. They have a new prescription in them, don't they, Pudding? Eh? How can you see? Can you see better? Apart from the fact that they're all misty and gross now because you've fogged them all up. So I think I am going to bring this vlog to a close now. I will be sure to add a little bit of B-roll at the end to show you what our stew looks like. It is smelling amazing. What are you doing, Pudding? Hey? But I hope you enjoyed spending a few days with us, and please be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, if you would like to follow us along on our journey. Pudding, are you going to bend? Are you going to bend? You're stiff as a board. And I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye, guys.